Skoon went into this afternoon's game looking to continue winning ways with 4 league victories from 4 games so far. It was expected, however, that Dundee North End were to prove a difficult opposition given their previous Premier League status. And so it was to prove after only 50 seconds of the game when the visitors went in front. Building up from the back, North End were to quickly move the ball forward, and this was to be a hallmark of the early stages of the game, with the visitors showing some excellent interpassing and quick movement of the ball. When the ball eventually comes across onto the left hand side, it's whipped into the middle, and there's Sutherland with a close range header, the visitors already ahead with only 50 seconds on the clock. Skoon has started the game more sluggishly than they have in previous weeks, and it was North End who were to do most of the early attacking. When the ball was won here by Martin and passed back out to Johnson, his cross into the area eventually comes across on the far side, but Sivright couldn't keep his shot under the bar. With quarter of an hour gone, the visitors were to make it 2-0. A long kick from hand from Mackie was headed forward by Johnson, and when the ball was picked up by Sutherland, he showed good skill to cut inside, and a great effort from just inside the box. Skoon were to recover from their slow start, however, and were soon able to create attacks of their own. First, Gary Fergus brought out a good save from visitors goalkeeper Mark Mackie, brother of Skoon's very own Gary Mackie. Then the Jags were to put together a good move which resulted in the home club pulling a goal back. The ball played forward here by Moon, and good little touches from first Abby Nige, then on to Sean Fergus, and the ball come across to Kenny Hind. He shows great strength to manage to score and smash the ball off the back roller. Excellent skill from Kenny Hind, a bit of a bobble on the ball there, holds off the challenge of Johnson before managing to slot past Mackie from about 8 yards out. Skoon had the visitors under real pressure, but however, when they needed the breaks the most, they found that all the rub of the green went against them. Firstly, an incident here, which could have resulted in a penalty Skoon, so the referee awarded a free kick to North End. It does appear here that the North End defender has his arm across Nige as he's trying to play the ball, and certainly holds off the Skoon player illegally. At the very least, it could perhaps have been obstruction, if not a penalty. North End took advantage of their good fortune to create a chance of their own, and when Martin chipped the ball into Sutherland, an excellent header but a brilliant save from David Winton to keep Skoon to within a goal of their opponent. Skoon had another penalty claim turned down when there appeared to be a foul on Gary Fergus in the box. Ball chipped forward here by Craig Mitchell, and when the ball comes into the area, the challenge from Winter does appear to be into the back of Fergus before winning the ball. However, not too clear cut on that occasion. Skoon were to have a third penalty claim turned down just before the half-time interval, and this one there seemed no doubt about. Ball was well worked after Abby Nige was sported from his attacking goal, and when the ball eventually comes across to Whitworth, he crosses into the centre, the ball is headed onwards. Mackie can't quite collect it, and when Gary Fergus goes to stroke the ball to the back of the net, has the legs completely taken from him. As you see here, Mackie drops the ball when it lands on Mills's back. Didn't appear to be any foul on the goalkeeper. Fergus just had to score, and there's Sivright just to take his legs. It looked a clear penalty for everyone in the ground except for the referee. Skoon started off the second half as the first half had finished with attacks on the North End goal, and when the ball was played forward by Mills to Gary Fergus, his shot took a bit of a deflection and a great save from Mark Mackie. Someone in the Skoon home dressing room had definitely broken a mirror before the game, with yet more bad luck when it came to the main decisions. Well, in this instance, it looked like Sean Fergus had clearly won the ball without any foul on his opposition player. However, the referee awarded the free kick against it, much to the annoyance of several of the Skoon players who couldn't quite understand the referee's rationale. Unfortunately, skipper Willie Lane perhaps took his questioning a bit too far, as did Craig Mitchell, and the pair of them ended up in the referee's book, which would end up costing the club in a few moments' time. The controversy in the match continued, and when North End managed to clear the ball here, you'll see just at the bottom of the screen here Willie Lane and Martin coming together. Off camera, Martin aimed a kick at Willie Lane. The pair of them then ended up wrestling. and the referee bizarrely, despite watching the incident, allowed the play to continue, and Sutherland managed to run in to score his third goal of the game. The referee, however, having not decided that there was any incident to stop the game for, which seemed to be the case in the laws of the game, did however decide to go back and caution Lane and Martin. Again, a very odd decision given that Martin appeared to be guilty of violent conduct. However, who knows what the referee saw? Certainly not what the camera picked up. The string of bad luck over refereeing decisions appeared to affect Skoon, and their concentration somewhat wavered halfway through the second half. First, the ball into the area was only partially cleared by Whitworth, and the ball came back to Sutherland. His effort into the middle deflected off the big Skoon number 4. The second half was to be absolutely littered with controversy, and North End were to score their 5th goal, again under controversial circumstances. The ball is crossed into the box by Johnson, and when it's headed onwards by Sutherland, the ball is knocked into the back of the net from a clearly offside Robertson. You can see here that the ball hasn't crossed the line when Robertson touches it, and it's quite extraordinary that the goal wasn't chopped off for offside. The controversy wasn't quite all one way, however, and North End themselves should have had a penalty with about 20 minutes to go. You'll see in the replay here that the referee decides that there is a foul. It does see that Whitworth's travelling leg does catch the North End striker going into the box, and that's the key thing, that if it's a foul, the foul was actually within the area, but the referee awarded a free kick which the defensive wall did its job and were able to clear. The 10 men of Skoon were battling bravely, however the visitors were creating more and more chances, and when the ball eventually fell here to Johnson, his effort from the edge of the area is held by Winton. With 73 minutes gone off the play, Skoon were to pull a goal back, and it was an excellently well created goal. Gary Fergus on the left here swings the ball into the middle to Sean Fergus, and the ball is then knocked on to substitute Scott Lafferty. He plays a ball out to Kenny Hind, good 1-2 with Kenny Hind. Lafferty then pushes the ball forward onto Mills, and when the ball comes into the centre, an excellent left foot finish from Scott Lafferty. Good 1-2s all the way there, and just the final little dink forward here to Fraser Mills. Mills does well to take the ball forward, look up and pass into the centre, and there's Lafferty with the excellent first time left foot effort. It was a shame there was so much controversy in the game today, because both sides were capable of good football at times. And here it was the visitors through McIlvanney taking the ball up the left wing before knocking it back, and Robertson does well to hold the ball in play, his cross into the middle, the header not quite made there, and there is Sutherland to pass the ball out and Sivright to score from the edge of the area. Even with the game in its dying minutes, there was still enough time for yet more controversy, with Skoon having a good penalty claim turned down and the visitors being awarded a penalty which seemed unjustified. Firstly, when the ball was cleared into the North End half of the pitch, the ball was eventually won here by Fraser Mills, who then chips across to the side here to Gary Fergus. Fergus goes to take the ball and is clattered into the back by Winter. It seemed a fairly straightforward penalty. The ball is then played quickly forward, and when Robertson takes the ball up the right hand side, he goes into the box, and there doesn't appear to be a lot of contact between him and Whitworth. The first instant here, you see Winter going right into the back of Gary Fergus. It did look like hands on the back here. And the second instant, Robertson going through here, and if there's any contact with Whitworth, it's incredibly minimal. However, the referee did award the penalty, and that allowed North End to finish their scoring with Robertson's second of the game. The game finished in a disappointing defeat for Skoon. The victory perhaps fair on the away side's efforts on goal, but certainly not the scoreline. What was more disappointing, however, was the amount of controversy in the game, with Skoon denied certainly 3 if not 4 definite penalties. Hopefully future games will see more luck when it comes to the big match decisions.